Lately, all across the YouTube beauty sphere, creators have been doing the Beauty YouTuber Confessions tag that was created by Gemma over at Pampered Wolf. So the gist of the tag is there are 15 questions and I get to pick 10 to answer. Now, while I have watched a couple of videos, I haven't actually gone through the questions to see which ones I want to answer, because I want it to be a little bit more spontaneous than that would allow for. So the way I'll do this is I'll read the question, and if it's one that I don't want to answer for some reason, then I'll skip. And if I get to the end of the list and I haven't answered 10, then I'll have to go back and choose one of those that I skipped. All right, I've got my list. Let's dive right in. If you could use one high-end product for the next 5 years and the rest must be affordable, which high-end product would you choose? Okay, now this is one that most people have been answering, but I think I'm actually going to skip it because I don't really use very many high-end products, and I don't have any that I would say, like, if it was gone, I would have to go out and get it again. So I don't think it really applies to me because I would be perfectly happy using affordable drugstore products and never using any high-end products. So let's go to number 2. Which beauty trends do you secretly hate but see everyone doing? Okay, I hate doing this because I don't want to feel like I'm calling people out, but I really don't like the dark lip liner with a lighter lipstick or lip color or gloss on the inside. Just for me, don't like that effect. For one thing, I feel like it looks like I'm coloring outside the lines, and I just don't understand the fascination with big lips. Now, I get it if you have really tiny lips that you might want more, but I guess I just think regular lips look fine. I'm skipping number 3 for now. We may have to go back to it. But number 4 says, have you ever given a product a positive review when you thought it was rubbish? Absolutely not. Haven't ever done it. Never will do it, because I feel like you trusting me and what I say about a product is like the most important part of my channel. Without that, why would you even watch me? I mean, why would you watch anybody that you can't trust what they say? So if I don't like a product, even if it was given to me, I'm not going to tell you that I do. I'm not going to say that necessarily it's a rubbish product because it might work great for somebody and not work for me. A product doesn't have to be like bad to not work for you. It just might not be right for your skin type. Now that said, there have been times I've tried a product and just didn't show it on camera because A, I either returned it before I had a chance to film it, or B, I just didn't want to waste time on it because there are only so many video slots in a month, and sometimes I just don't want to waste time on products that I don't like. Now, is it valuable to you if there's a product that didn't work for me to let you know that? Yes, and I have done that, but probably not for every single one of them. But I will never tell you that a product is good if I don't think that it's good. And if I thought it was good and I change my mind later, I will tell you that too. Okay, the next one I really can't answer because it's what's the weirdest thing you've kept in your makeup bag, and I don't carry a makeup bag. I mean, I guess if I travel, I take makeup with me, but then I don't know that I've ever had necessarily weird things. So I'll skip that one too. I'm going to have to come back to something because I'm skipping too many. 6, which makeup tool do you absolutely refuse to use? A lip brush. I hate cream lipsticks that you have to put on with a brush. It is just way too fiddly, way too much work. Call me lazy, but then you've got this brush that has lipstick all over it, and then what do you do with it? So to be frank, that's one thing I don't like about this Laura Geller RSVP Ready Big Night Out face palette. It's got these 3 lipsticks down here. I will never use them. I'm not going to stick my finger in there and put it on. I'm not going to use a lip brush and put it on because I'm not taking this whole thing with me to reapply later in the day or the evening. And so yeah, a lip brush is a makeup tool that I will not use, at least not on my lips. I do sometimes use a lip brush to flick away the mascara dots when my eyelashes have touched my upper lids, but I don't use it as a lip brush. This next one is kind of interesting. Which sort of comments annoy you the most? And there are 2 different categories here. One is a comment that shows that they didn't actually watch the video, because if they had, they would have gotten the answer, or they would have realized that I addressed the issue in the video. But I realize that, you know, most people watch the first few minutes of a video and then they're off doing something else. That's fine. The other comments are comments that I can't do anything about, like the fact that I have a high forehead or the color of my hair. I guess I could do something about that, but I'm not going to. So I guess those kinds of comments that It's like, okay, it just is what it is, and what do you want me to do about it? That kind of thing. Or, like I said, they just didn't watch the video. And then the next one, do you ever feel pressure to always look perfect on camera? I think maybe at first, but then the weird thing about a beauty video is that, especially if you're doing try-ons or tutorials, you generally start out with the bare face. So I had to get comfortable pretty early on showing my natural face on camera. And that has gotten easier over the years. By the way, I've been making YouTube videos for over 5 years now. I have 475, I think, ish videos. I don't know, I haven't checked for a while. So I've been doing this for a while. So yeah, I'm okay with just picking up the camera, whether I have makeup on or not. And I really want to not always have makeup on when I'm on camera, because I think we should be okay with our natural face. I think an aging face is a thing of beauty, because if you're not aging, well, you're not here. And so it's a privilege to have an aging face and to have wrinkles and lines. And it's natural and it's normal. And I don't feel like we should have to hide that. And that's not why I wear makeup. I wear makeup because I love the textures and the colors and the artistry and the creativity and that sort of thing. Now, I used to wear it because I wanted to hide, but I don't anymore. And if I don't feel like putting it on, I'm not going to put it on. And I will go do anything that I would do with makeup on without it on. What step in your makeup skincare routine can you not skip under any circumstances? For me, it's washing my face at night before I go to bed. Now, I know we all grew up back in the 80s, and most of us went to bed with our makeup on. I remember seeing my mom going to bed with her makeup on. I don't care how late it is. I don't think I could actually go to sleep if I still had my makeup on, or if I didn't wear makeup that day and I didn't wash my face before I went to bed. If I have makeup on, I use a balm cleanser, and then I double cleanse with some kind of a foaming face wash. If I don't have makeup on, then I just use the foaming face wash. Face wash. That was funny. Okay, so yeah, washing my face before bed, and that hasn't always been the case. Number 11, do you ever censor what you say about your personal life for your audience? Of course I do. I have a husband and kids and grandkids who have no interest being part of this YouTube channel and having their lives splashed across the internet. It's my channel, and their stories are not my stories to tell. So yes, I give some basics about my family and how many kids I have and the fact that I'm married and things like that. But of course I censor details. It's the internet after all. Okay, next one. Do you ever feel insecure about posting a video? Not very often, but yeah, there has been a time or two that I'm posting something a little more raw and I'm not sure how it's going to come across. But I mean, yeah, I'm human. There are going to be times when I'm like, do I want to be that real? But in general, yeah, I do. I mean, I want to feel like we're just kind of sitting across the table, having a cup of coffee and chatting like friends. And so yeah, sometimes it gets a little real. What's your biggest YouTube regret? I think a lot of us have this same regret, and that's not starting sooner. I initially wanted to start a channel in 2019. And I think about if I'd actually done that, and then 2020 happened, and a lot of people who had channels prior to 2020 saw a lot of really great growth and that sort of thing through those lockdown years. But I didn't start until summer of 2021. And so there were 2 years that I thought about starting a channel, and not just because my channel might be bigger than it is now, but I would have learned more, I would have reached more people, I don't know. I regret not starting sooner. And now I'm not sure of the last two which one I want to answer, because they're both good. Could do a bonus. No. Okay, so the last one. What's the most unflattering comment about your appearance that stuck with you? Well, for the most part, I try to really just distance myself from any negative comments. Thankfully, I don't get a lot. And when I do, I generally say something like, hey, thanks for sharing your thoughts and increasing my engagement. Have a great day. And move on and forget about it. But I have always been very insecure about my forehead. I have a very high hairline. I've always had a very high hairline. My mom has the same hairline. My grandmother had the same hairline. My son has the same hairline. So it's genetic. But I've always worn bangs. And so when I do something in a video where I have my hair back, in fact, clipping back my hair to put on foundation was probably the hardest thing for me to do, even harder than not having makeup on camera, because it just exposes my forehead. And I've just always been really self-conscious about that. So in my Brad Mondo butterfly cut video, which still keeps getting views and is now at like almost 3.5 million views, which is bananas, but thank you. I had somebody comment, she's basically bald. First of all, it annoys me. Okay, this might go back to that annoyance of comments. The ones that talk about me in the third person, like she's this, or I didn't like when she did that, or she needs this. It's like, you're commenting on my video, just talk to me. Hey, you, or something. But anyway, the comment was, she's bald. It's like, well, okay, no, but even if I were, why would you think that that would be an okay thing to say? However, because I've always been self-conscious about my forehead, that was one that kind of was like, eh. And then I was like, you know what? Doesn't matter. It really doesn't, because it is my hairline, and maybe it's receding because of age. Maybe it's not. But whether it is or it isn't, it is what it is. That was a lot of ises. Anyway, so that's probably the one that stuck with me the most, but I don't think that it's like impacted my life in any serious way. It was another one that I was like, thanks for your opinion. Move along. Can I give another one on the comments that annoy me? Because now I'm starting to think about them. And another one is, you took too long to get to the point. This would have been a good video if she'd talked faster. But then in the exact same video, getting comments, thank you for such a thorough explanation. I finally understand it. So for the people who are like, it took too long, get to the point. Okay, first of all, you don't have to watch. And second of all, there's a speed control on YouTube. Click that little gear, click on playback speed, and kick it up to 1.5 or 2. And you can get all the information a whole lot faster. So, okay, I think I gave you 3 comments that annoy me now. So that's the beauty YouTuber confession tag. I hope that you had fun with it, because I sure did. I'm going to tag a couple of people in the description box that I think would be fun to hear them do this tag. And if you have a favorite beauty YouTube creator that you'd like to see do the tag them in the comments too. And there are a couple of these questions that are not specific to a beauty YouTuber. So one that I would love to hear your answer to in the comments is, which beauty trends do you secretly hate but see everyone doing? That one could be fun. Thanks for being here. I hope your day is filled with beauty, purpose, and peace. God bless. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.